What is going on, everybody? So if you watched my previous video or one of my previous videos, I did an unboxing of the new Snap-on pressure bleeder, brake fluid pressure bleeder. And so I just was able to use it for the first time. So I just wanted to give my initial first thoughts. This is not a full in-depth review. As I stated in my previous video, after I use it for quite a while, I will give a full in-depth review, kind of go into some things, but I just wanted to do a quick first thoughts video, just in case you're on the fence, because I know anytime something new comes out, a lot of people might be interested, and they might be on the fence of buying it. So this is just a quick little video on that. So first thoughts, I like it. There are a couple things already that I found that I don't like. And in typical Snap-on fashion, I assume that after this has been out for a little while, they'll come up with an updated version to maybe fix a couple things. I'm not 100% sure. I've always surprised at companies like Snap-on that when they're solely designing tools for a specific industry, that they don't get it in the hands of more mechanics / technicians. I'm sure they do some of it. I don't think they do enough of it to gain enough feedback. And I don't know that side of it, so maybe they do, and maybe there's reasons they don't do things. I don't know, but there's just some things, some small things that I think definitely could be fixed. So right off the bat, this is what catches the brake fluid. So this you put the brake fluid in here, and then it holds pressure. It actually has a bladder in there, and it squeezes down and pushes. So it's actually a cool design. I like that. But the catcher, or the whatever you want to call this, the jug, is nice. This could definitely be longer. It's kind of annoying to try to get it to hook up because it's so close to the bottle. You can, but it would be nicer. Just literally a little bit longer, and it'd make it a little bit nicer. Maybe even something a little more sturdy. It's like a really cheap plastic hook. So that's kind of a bummer. But the one thing for sure that I've noticed is no matter what you do, even after you close the bleeder and you pull this off, brake fluid spills out. So I don't know if there's like a check valve they could put inside of this or something that, you know, obviously allows fluid to go through one way, but doesn't allow it to come back out when you take it off. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's something that they can design to fix that, but you know, it is what it is. And then also I'm going to show you the end is really tiny, which makes sense because it's got to fit on a ton of different bleeders. So I had a really hard time right off the bat hooking it up to the bleeder and getting it to stay on. So I just put a little silicone spray on there and it went right on after that. So that really wasn't a big deal. But it would be great to figure out a way to keep this from leaking every time you pull it off of a bleeder. So I ended up just taking a shop towel, wrapping it around there and pulling it off every time. So that way I'm not dripping brake fluid on a customer's rims or something like that if I end up leaving the tires on. So that's just one of the small things. Nothing super major. I would also like, it seems to be this is the main problem with me, but you know, everybody's gonna be different. It'd be cool if this had like a little hook on the side or something, you know, you could clip that so that way it could stay wrapped around. I mean, you can do this, you know, kind of wrap around, but you guys know how these hoses work. They never want to hold still. So it would be cool to have like a little hook so that way when you're storing this, this hose isn't gonna be flopping around and leaking brake fluid somewhere. If you're storing it in a locker or something like that, you don't obviously want brake fluid on your toolbox. And we're not gonna sit there and clean it out every single time. I just know that very few people will do that. I clean it up a little bit, like I wiped it down. This still hasn't been wiped out, but I did wipe this down and I sprayed out the adapter itself. But you know, whether I have time to do that every single time I use it, I'm not sure. Maybe in the moment, no, but after I'm done for the day, I could. But usually by then, you guys know how it is. You're working all day, you're tired, you know, it's 5 o'clock, you want to go home. So I don't know how much that's going to be done. So that's why I also want to do a more long-term, in-depth review to see how this holds up over time. Because as you and I both know, brake fluid is extremely corrosive. So we'll kind of see. We'll see how that plays out. So in my previous video, I talked about having an adapter for Hondas. It does. There's actually, I can show you guys, and you can screenshot this. Hopefully I can get it in there good. That will show all of the cars, and I'm not sure if that's going to be backwards for you guys. But that'll show all the cars that it fits. So it does do Acura and Hondas. This is the adapter for that. and it was super tight to get on and off, like almost impossible to get back off. I finally did squeeze it back off. The O-rings are real tight, which is good. I get it, so I'm just forewarning you is all. You obviously don't want to be loose fitting on there and then it bleed the fluid out. A couple good things that I do really like about it is it has a valve here, a shutoff valve here, and a shutoff valve here for your airway, which is kind of how you pre-bleed it. So you turn this on, close this, and then you put the adapter over like a drain or something like that, get fluid to pump through, then shut this off so that way there's already fluid in there and not air, and then you hook it up, which is cool. But also to relieve the air in the actual tank, there's a pull valve that releases the pressure. So that was actually really nice. I love the design of this. It seems to work. They've actually got a hose, like this round thing to hold the hose in there real nice. So I feel like they did a great job on this overall. I like it. It didn't put too much pressure into the system where I thought it was going to blow seals or anything like that. So overall, it was good. I liked it. Just those couple things, and like I said, it seems to be all the problems that I personally have is with this. So this is just a quick first use review, whatever you want to call it. So like I say in all my videos, I appreciate you guys watching them. If you have any questions, just throw them down in the comments. I'm happy to help. Here down the road, once I use it quite a bit more, I will have a more in-depth review, kind of show you guys how it's holding up, see if maybe I get over the issues that I have with that and just make it work or what. So we'll see. So awesome. Thanks guys. If you like the content, like and subscribe. I'm going to continue doing these unboxings, kind of first look reviews and then more in-depth reviews. But I'm mostly going to do them on things that you don't see a ton of on YouTube. I think there's plenty of videos on like the big mainstream stuff. A lot of this stuff you don't see, so I might do a few of those, but mostly it's gonna be like this, and I'll try to keep them as short as possible because I know your time is valuable. You gotta get out there and make that money. So awesome, thanks guys, appreciate it. Have a fantastic day.